after his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Chargers and the Bengals, just ahead on EA Sports.
We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week.
Gun.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chris Rumph from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think he might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield, and it almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Now Joe Burrow on 3rd and long. And that's caught inside the 35. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? They're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes a starch right out of them.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback, because he went into it, he saw the numbers we saw, he watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be, but early in this one, advantage defense.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be second and a couple. First carry for the former Tar Heel, Michael Carter. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that. And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike, and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Working with a 2nd and 3. Now it's Burrow. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Well, the drive starts with a completion, left side. He's got room past the 30, and they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a gain of 35.
That's one way to get yourself out of a hole. They're backed up deep, and while this looked like a simple completion at first, he was able to create some space, and off he goes. Separation not just in the route, but after the catch, too.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. So this defense for the Bengals, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield, but all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run with Carter. And now Carter going to be stopped up short. He did not get there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Sometimes that's the danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
This is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Here we go, here we go.
They go play action with Burrow. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Bengals at 7-5 now in the year. They have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that can ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
From midfield now, Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Again, it's Burrow. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offense? What he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So out come the Chargers. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Herbert. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Herbert on 3rd down now. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Pulled in at the 24. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
First carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. into the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. That one goes for 24 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A tally there, minus 2 yards. Brings up third down. On third down, Mixon. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. Here's Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
3rd and long, it's Herbert. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be forced out of bounds on the other side of the field.
Holding offense.
So they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
Still third down.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. you're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide, usually going to pick up a holding call.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got a man complete. He's at the 40. 10, 5, and all the way in for a Charger touchdown. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Now Burrow loses the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Offside. Defense.
So now our referee looking at the sideline saying, are you sure? But yes, this defense has accepted the penalty. So that means they will not take possession on the fumble recovery. Well, not sure why in the world you do that, but that is apparently the decision. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
I'm wondering.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Here we go.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Here we go.
From the gun again to Mixon. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Right where this set of down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9.
First and goal, Cincinnati.
They'll give it to Mixon. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And McPherson on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 50, here's Herbert. They'll find Everett there, complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 13-yard line.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Herbert operating from the red zone. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Herbert. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And it's caught. Oh, and he's going to be brought down a few yards short of the goal line, and they're going to be unable to stop the clock from here. So close yet so far, and that's going to be how this first half will come to an end. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And the defense closes quickly there and get maybe a yard to the 33. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Herbert. And he's got Jordan complete right side. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first down, it's Herbert. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, LA. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, 58 yards. And the Chargers have got it back to a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Now they're running option to the short side left. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. He's got Hurst as tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Holding offense.
Jonah Williams, former first-round pick, the guilty party. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Burrow looking to pass. This is caught. It's Boyd. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Now that one hurts defensively. They forced him into third and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Now their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 43 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. It's Mixon on the counter. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 2nd down. Here we go.
Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Once again, they run with Mixon. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. More from L.A. in a moment.
Here we go.
Running left, it's Mixon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 89 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Mixing up the middle. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Burrow going to keep it himself. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Burrow scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Bengals add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And it was Joe Burrow who took it himself for the touchdown run.
Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Chargers ready to take over. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On first down, Justin Herbert. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
on 1. Ready?
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. From the 30 on 2nd down, Burrow. It connects quickly to Jamar Chase. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Here we go, here we go.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. That one looks like he'll throw here. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 40. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they take a knee.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for Cincinnati, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5.
Got your best friend hanging out the arm though. Got game like I'm dropping me a console. No, I don't swim, but I give up. Nah, flex. While you there looking depressed, still to get up in your chest while I soak up my success, getting tokens for your stress. I be making all the checks anytime you see me step on a stage, acting real soft like my skin's coming beige. Gonna step out and with him, girl, you fake. Try to get it out, what you handsome, you ain't dance on. Tell your boyfriend go and put your pants on. Down, the best friend. She went and did the same thing. I'm really mad, but she won't know. Everything has gotta be cool when we living so cold. Feel it in your bones. You ain't gonna feel it till I'm gone. Caught up in your feelings, now you froze. And everything around you getting cold. The chillers in my bones. Caught up in my feelings, now I'm froze. I don't really feel it till you gone. And everything around me getting I'm gonzo, headed where the homie live, cause it's on, yo. I was chasing 3 women like I'm Mojo Jojo, so my girl got mad and she my bro. Monica, you're wrong, though. That's against a bro code. Headed to his home, though. No, we Vertebrae got this broken to its place. It's chin in space, yeah. From then I say it's evidence you entertain my loyalty to infiltrate the only woman that I claim to risk your life to get some strange. How my anger is a pain. You didn't know that I'm a saint. I will blow your up, then I again.